So I just want you to look at that to say, it may not feel familiar to you right now, but then we'll look at the Excel data later and you'll say, oh yeah, I remember this. So that is the data we connected to. And I'm going to get rid of all of that. Well, we said, well, we want to keep track of sales. So put a check mark on sales. And an interesting thing happens, a good, interesting thing happens. So put a check mark on sales. And let me get everybody's screen going here. Yeah. Okay. And now you and I said several minutes ago, we want a line chart. And this is a column chart. So we're going to change that in a minute. But I love the fact that, like, when you're 1/10 of the way done, you get a tenth of a chart. You know, you get this working now. The So first off, okay, this is not what we want, but it is showing us something interesting already. What I would like you to do is point the mouse. You don't even click, just hover the mouse over that blue bar, over that blue column. And you get a call out, you get a hint that says sales, $288,011 and number cents. By the way, I'll explain this more later. For now, disregard all the ridiculous decimal points. It's like, yeah. First off, it's not a mistake, but what the blazes, is that? Yeah, it can go to fractions of a penny. Anyway, but one thing I know, our total sales, $288,000. Boom. I mean, it's like, it just starts telling you stuff right away. No. Now, I do want you to remember, there's nothing in our data set that says our total sales is 288,000. It says this customer bought $57.36 worth of this, and this customer bought $112 worth of that, and this customer bought $17 worth of this. Thousands and thousands of those rows. We dragged in, boom, 288,000. It just totaled them all up. So I keep forgetting computers do that for breakfast. It's like, okay, it can do it. No, not what we want, but it's a good start. Now what we're going to do is I want this, we said over a period of time. So what I would like you to do is, there's my notes say try this way and try that way. There's always more than one way to do something. So what we're going to do this time is I also want the order date on this. And I just want you to have a little fun. Rather than click the check mark for order date, which is all right, I would like you to drag order date into the visual. Just click and hold on the words order date, then drag it into this visual over on the left and just let go. And I see it working on other people's screens. Yeah. It's like, oh, that's, yeah. By the way, if we had just clicked the check mark, it would have worked. But it's kind of funny. Sometimes I'm in the mood of just minimalist. I'll just click on this. And other times it's like, no, I just want to yeet, I just want to throw it over there, And, all right. Now, perfect. All right. And so first off, there's already some useful information. In fact, I would like you to go to focus mode right now. So just up top, click on the focus mode button. Just let it take up most of your screen. Remember, just hover over the visual. Just don't even click the mouse. Just hover over the visual. And then, yeah, click the focus mode. And perfect. Now let's see, I'm going to update one screen here. Jim, yours is fantastic, except, don't you hate when someone says except, you dragged in ship date instead of order date. I'd like you to uncheck ship date and then drag order date in. Move up. It's alphabetical. They're not, you'd think ship date and order date would be next to each other, but there you go. Now, it only made a tiny, tiny difference in Jim's screen. I'll tell you what happened on that is we have a couple of orders that were ordered between Christmas and New Year's, like on New Year's Eve of 2019, and they shipped out early in 2020. So Jim had one more bar. He had 2020 in there. Now, Jim, there was really nothing wrong with that. It was just that we're saying, look, I'm tracking our customers' orders, not our customer shipments. So I'm telling you that because like Jim is saying, okay, leave me alone, Bob, at this point. But you know, because Jim did excellent work, and he was like, well, here's the date, you know, and there are two dates in this data source. All right. So it wasn't wrong. It's just not what we're doing. That's all it is. All right. Now, notice what we're seeing right off the bat. This visual is very nice. It's telling me that for our whole company, sales have increased every year. Literally, as you go from left to right, the bars get taller, 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 taller. Well, that's good news. And and by the way, you can hover over each one of them and see what the sales were. And I worked at a company once where we were publicly traded, and I mentioned that because like 6 months into my new job, I was given a copy of the annual report for the previous year, and because all employees got the annual report as well as all stockholders. And I did not know this. I knew that we were having a good year, and I knew that just because the boss was telling me that. I did not have a high level position, but I reported to the VP of sales, and he was telling me sales were up substantially this year. Great, yeah, and I knew it wasn't because of me. I'm still the new guy, you know, so I wasn't bragging or anything. But I'm telling you that no, I did not know until I got that annual report that the previous couple of years sales had gone down, and I don't just mean hadn't grown as fast. I mean, actually, sales had actually declined. This was some years ago when we were coming off a very, very strong recession. Anyway, so no, this is good news, you know, and not a given, you know. So no, because several years ago in the last recession, I did a similar analysis of my family income. Yeah, because TurboTax shows you, and it's like, oh, you know, it's went back when I was running an independent business. It's like, yeah, our income, you know, our family made literally less money than the year before, you know. Yeah, we didn't take any vacations that year. So, but I'm telling you that, yeah, sales are up, up, up. By the way, when we look at a lot of our data over the next several nights, we're going to get some good news and we're going to get some bad news. But so there it is. That is good. Now, what I would like to show you next is I would like it broken out region by region. And here's how we can do that. Now, what I want to show you right now, and again, there's more than one way to do this, but I want you, so what I want you to take away when you review this lesson again later is, oh, to do the first step, you must do it this way. And to do the second thing we did, we must do it that way, and so on. I want you to take away, I need to do 5 things, and there's 5 different ways to do it. Now, and you don't have to do it the exact way I do it. First thing I want to show you is in the visualizations pane. So take a look. If you can see where I'm highlighting, I'm underlining it over on the right. Microsoft guessed which type of visual we wanted, and if you can see my awkward square, I don't know if you can see it's highlighted slightly on your screen. It's showing you that Microsoft recommended a clustered column chart, and then it said based on us dragging and dropping and pointing and clicking. It said, oh, okay, for the x-axis, you want the order date, and I can break it out by different levels, but it guessed that we wanted by year. That's not super clear from that screen. And for the y-axis, by the way, as a reminder, you learned this in algebra class, that the horizontal axis is the x-axis, the vertical axis going up and down is the y-axis. Got good news for you. I used to be a math teacher, so in a previous life, many years ago. Well, actually, strictly speaking, for sake of full disclosure, I was a physics teacher in a previous life, but physics teachers are always asked to cover math classes when they have overflow sections. So yeah, I did, my degrees are in physics, but I have formally and officially taught mathematics courses, mainly, yeah, I was actually at the remedial level. Anyway, at one college I taught at, and because we had a lot of students coming in who did not have strong math skills, so we needed to open some overflow sections of the Math 099 course. Hey, Van Dame, you're the new guy. Could you teach an extra? Yeah, I can teach that stuff. I better be able to. Anyway, so yeah, so I remember which one's X, which one's Y. Yeah. All right. Now, but anyway, so it said for the x-axis, you said you want the order date, and for the y-axis, the vertical axis running up and down, we wanted sales, and that is what we want. Now, the reason I'm showing you all of this is there are other options we can fill in here for the tool tips and the and we're going to do a bunch of these other options over the next few nights. Whew. Now, let me get rid of all of my gosh darn blue highlights. And what I'd like you to do is we want to break this out region by region. So first off, we're going to create a very colorful version of this visual, and then we're going to make it less dramatic but more understandable. I want these numbers all broken out by the eastern region, the western region. Now, where the heck is region? And the answer is it's in the customers table, because it's the customers that live in the eastern United States or the western United States. So expand customers. Click the arrow next to customers, and then drag region down to the legend bucket. By the way, those little white boxes are commonly called buckets. So drag region to the legend bucket.